Hello, everyone. This is Ben Dunn, founder of Antarctic Press, a comic book publishing company established in 1985. Creator of such comics as Warrior Nun, Ninja High School, Marvel Mangaverse, Mighty Tiny, Tomorrow Girl, and a host of other comic books. So, they say that there are three things that are keys to success in life, or at least in the entertainment industry, comics, what have you. One is to be very talented. Two, to be extremely punctual. And three, be very likable. Now, what do I mean by that? What does that actually entail? They say that you can get out of two or three and still do pretty well with yourself. But what do those actually mean? Well, what's number one? Number one, very talented. If you have talent, it's obvious. People can see what you've created and look at it and say, wow, that took a lot of talent. When people are talented and they have something that people like, then they will get money for it. They'll get paid for it. And then that's where people decide that this is worth buying. Now, there have been people in the past who have been very talented, but their talent wasn't appreciated till much later, mostly after they've died. But in which case, doesn't do the creator much good, does it? You're dead. So the trick is to be known for your talent while you're still alive and you can benefit from that. When people see something that they really enjoy and they're willing to pay money for it, that takes a lot of talent. I don't know whether or not you feel like you have the talent. You may feel like you do. Or people say that, oh, you're so very talented. We love what you do. Here's some money. That's the true measure of how, talented you are. So what's number two? Well, number two is being punctual. They say time is money. And that is more true in entertainment and comics than anywhere else. In Hollywood, it's always about, well, why wasn't this done yesterday? No one likes to have delays. No one wants to be waiting for something to be completed because, it makes people feel like you don't respect them or they feel like that you're not trying your best to get things done. Now, some people say, well, quality takes time. Well, of course, it does take time. But, you have to be realistic in when you do. Now, if you're doing a monthly comic or a comic on a regular basis, you better make sure that your comic's out on time. It's one thing to create a comic, it's another thing to create the Sistine Chapel. The thing about it is that if you show that you're reliable, you can produce things on deadline, that you can get things out on a regular basis, people respect that, and you can grow your audience that way. People say, oh yeah, I can't wait for the next comic to come out. You know what? It's been 4, 5, 6 months, a year. What? Oh, well, forget it. I'm going to move on to something else, because they're going to fill that void with something else. If you're not filling that void with your product, then they're going to fill it with something else. So people respect that. People really, respect when you get things out done on time, when you say you're going to get it done. No one likes to be holding the bag when you say you're going to be doing something and you don't deliver on time. So what's number three? Number three, I think, is probably the most important and the most, what I think people underestimate, is being likable. I'm sure anybody who's been in the workplace knows to avoid the jerk, the guy you just don't feel good around, that, obviously is not helpful, insulting, belittling, arrogant, full of hubris, insulting. No one wants to hang around that guy. It's just one of those things where, if you are that guy, then you might have a problem. You might have, there may be a reason why people are not giving you work. There could be a reason why no one's buying your stuff. It's because no one likes you. And that's just the fact of the matter, is that when you say or do things to insult somebody, make them feel bad, belittle them, show that you're better than they are, it's not a recipe for friendship, or support. If you want people's support, you got to give them a reason to support you. Insulting them, belittling them, calling them names, attacking them, that doesn't lend itself to creating long-term relationships that could benefit you benefit you down the line. I always try to treat people with respect and friendliness, even if I don't agree with, what their politics are, what their religion is. I treat people because they're people, and you treat people with respect. You don't think bad thoughts on people just because they're different than you are. It's one of those things that actions speak louder than words. When it comes to the Asian culture, we try to. My father would keep things to himself when he was out in public, but when he came home, he would tell me honestly what he thought. It's one thing to have private thoughts in your own home, and to yourself. It's another thing is projecting those thoughts out in the open. Somebody, hey Ben, well I'm just trying to be honest. Well, yeah, sure, you can be honest, but then prepare for the consequences. It's just, you have to understand that people are insulted very easily these days. They like to be triggered, by the slightest insult, slightest disagreement. So you have to be careful what you say around people these days. And honestly, I prefer building bridges anyway. I prefer making relationships positive, because there's so much I can do for people and there's so much people can do for me. And if we all work together, who knows what we could accomplish. I know it may be a panacea to try to get people to work together, because of whatever personal reason they may have. But I challenge you to try to see the other person's perspective. Now, why did he say that? What was the reason for it? Is it because he just personally wants to attack me, or is it because he honestly believes in what he believes? And should I respect that? Or should I attack it? Those are decisions, or should I ignore it? That's another possibility you can do. I have enough stuff in my life that I don't need to have more drama added to it because of what some guy that I don't even know says or does. It seems like a waste of time. So try to be likable. I bet if you were nice, and very respectful of people, you would probably get pretty far in this business. So those are just little words of advice that I've learned over the years. Whether you want to take them or not, that's totally up to you. I'm not trying to force them on you. I'm just giving you a little insight as to my character so you know who I am, and whether or not you agree with me or support me, I appreciate it. I do really do. I'm doing this because I have things to say, obviously. So I just wanted to please like and subscribe, and I do have 2 campaigns going. One is on Indiegogo exclusively. This Tomorrow Girl, Volume 3, a throwback to the silver age of comic book superheroes. Another one is on Kickstarter exclusively. It's Mighty Tiny, a steampunk, anthropomorphic, all-ages adventure, So, and hopefully you'll have a great weekend. I love you all. And until next time, this has been Dunn, signing off.
She's got long hair and a hero cape on. She's the kind of girl who fights till dawn. She's a superhero, she'll save the day. One can mess with her, no one can sway. of Quagmire, she's the talk of the town. Whenever there's trouble, she's always around. With her super strength and lightning speed, she fights for justice, fulfilling the need.